When it comes to paper, there are various standard sizes that are defined to be used for different purposes. Things like a newspaper, a letter, an envelope, a notebook, a diary, a ticket stub, while all made of paper, has different shapes and sizes. In this video, I'm going to talk about standard paper sizes as defined by the ISO. Most of us are familiar with the paper size known by the name A4. This is perhaps the most widely used standard paper size in the world. But what do we actually mean when we say a paper is of A4 or A3 size? A4 is the standard paper size defined in the ISO paper standards. The ISO paper size standards are defined by the International Organization for Standardization, which is more commonly known by its short form ISO. ISO is an international body made up of representatives from various national standards organizations. Its job is to develop international standards for, almost everything. The ISO standard paper sizes are defined in the standard known as ISO 216. This is the most widely followed standard for paper sizes in the world, with almost all the countries in the world following it except for North America and a few South American countries. Now let's get straight into the topic of the paper sizes as defined by the ISO standards. First, let's see how are the sizes named or coded. The ISO 216 defines a multiple series of sizes, with each series named with an alphabet such as A and B. In each series, the largest size is numbered as 0 and every next size is incremented by 1. So the next size after 0 is 1, then 2 and 3 and so on. The sizes are named by adding the alphabet of the series, so A or B, and the number or sequence of the size starting with 0. So the A series starts with the largest size A0, then A1, which is a size smaller than A0, then A2, which is a size smaller than A1, then A3, A4 and so on. Same goes for all the other series. Aspect ratio of a rectangular sheet of paper is the ratio of its width to its height. All ISO paper sizes are based on a constant aspect ratio of 1 to square root of 2 or 1 to 1.414. This particular aspect ratio is used because of its main advantage, scaling. Let's simplify to understand this. Suppose we have a piece of paper whose aspect ratio is 1 to square root of 2. Now, if we cut this paper in half, right in the middle of its longer side, we will get two pieces of paper, both of which still has the same aspect ratio. This unique property of this aspect ratio allows for scaling without changing the aspect ratio as we go from one size to another. So, if we start with the largest sheet of paper for a series, we can arrive at every other size defined in the series one by one just by folding or cutting the sheet of paper in half at every iteration. We can also join two smaller sizes of papers to arrive at the size that is one size larger in the series. The aspect ratio was used in the German DIN 476 standard for paper sizes, which was published in the 1920s and later on adopted by the ISO 216, which is based on the DIN 476 system. So you know how the ISO paper sizes work. Now, let's take a close look at the sizes defined by the standards. There are three series of ISO paper size standards, series A, B and C. Let's start with the series A. The series A starts with A0, which is the largest paper size in the series with a dimension of 841 by 1189 mm or 33.1 by 46.8 inches. An A0 paper has a surface area of 1 square meter, which is quite a big sheet of paper and is mainly used for technical drawing. If we cut an A0 of paper in half midway along its longer sides, we get two A1 size paper, which has a dimension of 594 by 841 mm. This is also quite a large sheet of paper and is used mainly for technical drawings, maps, posters, etc. If we cut an A1 size paper in half in similar fashion, we get two sheets of paper, each with a dimension of 420 by 594 mm. A2 papers are mainly used for drawing, printing, photos or posters, etc. If we cut an A2 size paper in half in similar fashion, we get two sheets of A3 paper which has the dimension of 297 by 420 mm. These A3 size papers are used for drawings, photos, magazine posters, certificates, etc. Cutting an A3 size paper in similar fashion, we get two sheets of A4 paper, each having a dimension of 210 by 297 mm. A4 is perhaps the most widely used paper format in the world and is used for standard documents such as letters, forms, magazines, schools, notebooks, etc. Continuing the process, we can keep arriving at the rest of the sizes of the series, which can be found in this table or also in the description. Now let's have a look at the B series. The B series sizes are not as widely used as the A series. The series standardizes sizes that are not included in the A series. Similar to A series, the B series sizes are also based on an aspect ratio of 1 to square root of 2. B0 is the largest size of paper in the B series with a dimension of 1000 by 1414 mm. Due to its large size, it is mainly used for enlarged photos and posters, etc. Similar to what we did with the A series sizes, here also we can cut or fold the paper in the middle halfway along its longer sides and keep arriving on the next defined size of the series. So, cutting a B0 in this way, we get two B1 size paper, each with a dimension of 707 by 1000 mm. B1 is smaller than A0 but larger than A1. Cutting a B1 sheet in half, we get two B2 size paper with a dimension of 500 by 707 mm. B2 is smaller than A1 but larger than A2. Repeating the process, we can keep arriving on the next sizes of the series, which are also available in this table and in the description below. You may have noticed a trend in the sizes of series A and B. The area of B series paper sheets is the geometric mean of the successive A series sheets, which means that the sizes of the B series fall between A series sizes. For example, B1 is between A0 and A1 in size, B2 is between A1 and A2, and so on. Now let's move on to the series C paper sizes. While the series A and B are defined in the ISO 216 standards, the sizes of series C are defined by another standard known as ISO 269, which by the way was withdrawn later, but we are going to discuss it regardless because it is still specified in several national standards and hence still kind of in use. So unlike the series A and B, the series C sizes are mostly meant for envelopes. The series C sizes also maintains an aspect ratio of 1 to square root of 2. The series starts with C0, which has a dimension of 917 by 1297 mm, which is larger than A0 but smaller than B0. The next size in the series, C1, has a dimension of 648 by 917 mm. C1 is larger than A1 but smaller than B1. C2 has a dimension of 458 by 648 mm, which is larger than A2 but smaller than B2. Notice the trend here. The area of series C paper size is actually the geometric mean of the areas of series A and series B paper of the same sequence or number. For example, C4 is larger than A4 but smaller than B4. Each C size envelope is meant to fit its corresponding A size sheet unfolded. For example, an unfolded A4 letter and hence an A3 paper folded in half will fit inside a C4 envelope. A flat A5 sheet or an A4 folded in half will fit inside a C5 envelope. So that was all about the ISO 216 standard for paper size. Thank you for watching and please like and subscribe.